The massive ship appeared above Earth on a Tuesday morning. It was silver and shaped like a diamond. The object blocked the sun over 3 continents. Every government tried to contact it. Every military prepared for the worst. But the beings inside the ship had not come to talk. They had come to collect. They had traveled across galaxies for thousands of years. They were tall creatures with gray skin and 4 arms. Their eyes were completely black, and they showed no emotion on their faces. They considered themselves the most advanced species in the universe. They had conquered over 200 planets. They had enslaved countless races. To them, other beings were nothing more than resources to be used. Commander stood on the bridge of his ship and looked down at the blue planet. His scanners had already analyzed everything about this world. The humans were primitive. They still used fossil fuels. They still fought wars among themselves. Their technology was at least 500 years behind the standard. This would be an easy conquest. Begin the suppression field, ordered. A wave of energy spread across Earth. Every electronic device stopped working. Cars died on highways. Planes fell from the sky. Hospitals lost power. The entire planet went dark in seconds. They had used this technique on every world they conquered. Without technology, primitive species always surrendered within days. Waited for the panic to spread. He waited for the humans to send messages of surrender, but something strange happened instead. On the ground, a woman named Sarah stood in her kitchen when the lights went out. She was a mechanical engineer who worked at a small factory in Ohio. When the power died, she did not scream or cry. She walked to her garage and started pulling out old parts. Within 2 hours, she had built a hand-cranked generator from bicycle parts and copper wire. Across the world, similar things were happening. A farmer in India created a water pump using wooden gears and animal power. A teenager in Brazil built a communication device from radio parts his grandfather had kept since the 1970s. A retired professor in Germany organized his neighbors to create a message system using mirrors and sunlight. Humans did not wait for rescue. They started solving problems. Watched these developments with confusion. His species had never seen anything like this. When they took away technology from other races, those races simply gave up. They sat and waited to die or surrendered immediately. But these humans were different. They were building new things from nothing. Impossible, his science officer said. They should not be able to function without their machines. Send the ground forces, commanded. We will crush them the traditional way. Thousands of soldiers landed on Earth. They carried energy weapons that could cut through any material. Their armor was made from metals that did not exist on Earth. They were confident that this primitive species would fall quickly. The first battle happened in a small town in Canada. 200 soldiers marched toward a population of 5,000 humans. The aliens expected the people to run or hide. Instead, the humans had prepared something unexpected. A man named James Porter had spent 20 years as a hunting guide. When the aliens landed, he gathered every hunter in the region. They did not have fancy weapons. They had rifles, bows, and knowledge of the land. James had studied the aliens for 3 days. He noticed that they always walked in straight lines. They never looked up. They assumed their armor made them invincible. The soldiers walked into a narrow valley. Suddenly, rocks began falling from the cliffs above. The aliens looked up in confusion. Their armor protected them from energy weapons, but it was not designed for physical impact. Boulders crushed dozens of soldiers. Then the hunters attacked from hidden positions. They aimed for the joints in the armor, the gaps near the neck and knees. They had never faced enemies who studied their weaknesses so quickly. The battle lasted 4 hours. 160 soldiers were killed. The rest retreated to their ships. The humans lost only 12 people. Received this news with disbelief. His soldiers had the best weapons in the galaxy. They had conquered species that were far more advanced than humans. How could primitive hunters defeat them? He ordered a larger attack on a major city. 10,000 soldiers would invade New York. Surely the humans could not defeat such a force. But the humans had already adapted. A woman named Maya Johnson was a subway engineer. She knew every tunnel under the city. She organized teams to collapse certain passages and flood others. The underground became a death trap for the invaders. A chef named Roberto Martinez realized that the breath different air. He worked with chemists to create smoke bombs using common kitchen ingredients. The smoke did not harm humans, but it burned the aliens' lungs. A child named Tommy Wilson noticed that the aliens were afraid of dogs. He did not know why, but he spread this information through the resistance network. Soon, every fighter brought dogs to battle. The animals distracted and terrified the soldiers. Every day, humans invented new ways to fight. They used their history, their culture, and their imagination. A group of blacksmiths forged weapons designed specifically to penetrate alien armor. Musicians discovered that certain sound frequencies disrupted communication devices. Artists painted camouflage patterns that confused the alien sensors. Everyone contributed something. Could not understand what was happening. His people had logic. They had science. They had technology that humans could not imagine, but humans had something they did not possess. Humans had creativity. The species had stopped evolving mentally thousands of years ago. They found the perfect system and never changed it. Their art was mathematical. Their music followed exact formulas. Their battles used strategies that had worked for centuries. They never needed to think differently because their way always worked. Humans were the opposite. Their entire history was filled with change. They invented new things constantly. They borrowed ideas from different cultures and combined them. They looked at problems from angles that no logical mind would consider. When one solution failed, they tried something completely different. After 3 months of fighting, they had lost half their invasion force. Their ships were damaged by weapons humans had built from scraps. Their soldiers were demoralized by enemies who refused to follow predictable patterns. Called a meeting with his advisors. "We must use the planet destroyer," one general suggested. "If we cannot have this world, no one should." Considered this option. The weapon would turn Earth into dust, but destroying the planet would mean admitting defeat. It would mean that a primitive species had beaten the mighty. His pride would not allow this. "We will negotiate," announced. "Find their leaders." They sent a message requesting peace talks. Humans around the world celebrated. They thought they had won, but many suspected it was a trick. Sarah was chosen to represent humanity. She was not a politician or a general. She was just an engineer who had helped organize the resistance. But people trusted her because she was one of them. Sarah walked into the ship alone. The aliens towered over her. Their black eyes showed no warmth. Looked at this small human with disgust. "You have fought well," said. "We offer you a choice. Surrender now and we will only take half your population as slaves. Continue fighting and we will destroy your entire planet." Sarah smiled. It was not a nervous smile. It was the smile of someone who knew something the enemy did not. "You still don't understand us," she said. "That's why you lost." Laughed. "You have not won. We have ships filled with weapons beyond your imagination." "And we have something beyond your imagination," Sarah replied. "We have ideas." She explained what humans had done during the past 3 months. While fighting the ground war, scientists had been studying captured technology. They did not just copy it. They improved it. They combined it with human designs in ways they never considered. "Right now," Sarah continued, 12 teams around the world have devices pointed at your ships. We built them from your own technology mixed with ours. If you do not leave Earth immediately, we will disable every system on your fleet. Your ships will fall from the sky. Your soldiers will be helpless." Examined her with his dark eyes. "You are bluffing. You could not possibly understand our technology so quickly." Sarah pressed a button on a small device she had hidden. Suddenly, Every light on the ship flickered. Alarms began ringing. Officers ran to their stations in panic. "That was just a demonstration," Sarah said calmly. "A small taste. Leave now or face the full power of human creativity." Felt something he had never experienced before. Fear. Not fear of death or pain. Fear of the unknown. Fear of a species that could take any situation and turn it into an opportunity. Fear of minds that had no limits. "We will leave," said finally, "but we will return with a larger fleet." Sarah shook her head. "No, you won't, because now we know you exist, and every human on this planet will spend every day preparing. We will build defenses you cannot imagine. We will create weapons you cannot predict. We learn faster than any species you have ever encountered. The next time you come, we will not just defend ourselves. We will take the fight to your home world." The fleet left Earth that night. They never returned. Years later, wrote a warning in the archives. It was a message for any commander who might consider invading the blue planet in the future. "Do not attack Earth," the message read. "Do not underestimate the humans. They are not like other species. They do not follow rules. They do not accept limits. They take the impossible and make it possible. They turn defeat into victory using nothing but their minds. Other species survive. Humans adapt. Other species fight. Humans create. Leave them alone. Let them spread through the stars. Perhaps one day they will forget that we tried to conquer them. Perhaps they will forgive. But if you remind them of our crimes, if you threaten their existence again, they will not just defeat you. They will erase you from history. They will make you a lesson for others. Humanity is not prey. Humanity is a force that cannot be measured, predicted, or stopped. I have seen the fire in their eyes. I have witnessed their impossible creativity. I was a fool to challenge them. Do not repeat my mistake." The message was stored in the highest security vault of the Empire. Every new commander was required to read it, and for the next 1,000 years, no ship ever approached Earth again. Meanwhile, humans looked up at the stars with new eyes. They had learned that the universe was full of dangers, but they had also learned something more important. They had learned that their greatest weapon was not technology or strength. It was their ability to dream, to create, and to never accept defeat. The visitors from beyond had taught humanity a valuable lesson, and humanity had taught the universe something even more important. Never underestimate the creative spirit of humans. Because when pushed to the edge, humans do not break. They evolve, they adapt, they overcome, and they make their enemies pay the price for underestimating them.